Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War and Ace 2. Finally, the moment is there. The the rain has subsided and the clear is back. Let's take a look at the weather on the next turn first. I can see that the weather on the ground doesn't really change up in the north especially, but there's gonna be rain again. I just hope that it doesn't give me too many problems with the weather because I'm not particularly interested in doing half-assed attacks here, but I'm gonna try and run some stuff already now. Alright, so I think this is a good time to also go over some statistics and stuff now that we're going to start the 1942 campaign. You know, I think we can say we've weathered the 1941 winter and Rasputitsa, etc. And I can say I think we're back in action. So what we got here, Axis losses, 1.35 million. Most of those, 900,000, are disabled. Roughly 450,000 killed and 9,361 captured. Soviet losses, slightly different, 5.3 million, just for easiness sake. Men killed 1.3 million, captured 2.8, captured 2.8 million men, and disabled 1.2. If we're looking at the gun losses for the Germans, it's 14,400. Russian losses are a factor, let's just say 6 for convenience's sake. 7, it's more like 6.5 higher. 86,800, and in terms of AFVs, we've lost 3.4 thousand, and the Soviets 24.8. Look at the ground losses here. We're going into the metrics. You can see that most of the time Soviets lost more, except for this turn 44, actually, middle April. Pretty equal in terms of losses, but for the Soviets, it's been pretty low so far. Let's just go over points. Victory point 704. Initiative remains firmly in Axis control for the moment, of course. Seeing as how the Soviets will need... Oh, they can't. It only starts switching from October, and then we need to lose 10% below our high water mark. Currently, of course, our high water mark is 704, which is the minimum required, 575, which is, I think, pretty low for the Axis to not continue at a sudden loss there, but oh well. Anyway, we still have the majority of our forces in low supply. Minus or less than 75%. Almost all our forces are under strength. Well, we have 83. It's interesting. If we look at these guys, for example, infantry division, it's 61%. Basically all 52, 59, basically all the units which have a circle there are in critical condition. Looking at Luftwaffe division, they're below 50, which is indication of even worse statistics. Looking at these Romanians, it also does not look particularly great. So you can see all the under strength units for the moment. It's quite a lot. Interestingly enough, there's a significant portion of 3rd Panzer that is not doing that badly, and funnily enough, 4th Panzer is doing exceptionally well, which is also somewhat surprising. Since they're in terrible terrain, but let's not worry ourselves with that. And then supply alerts is pretty much everything here, so I'm not even going to say anything about that. Of course, we still have a very low number of units in the pool. Most of them are in repair. Insane amounts of that, anyway. But let's go back to the metrics, as I was saying about. So high water mark 704, victory points we need is 750, and that will not change until 1st of April. So the first check will be in July, which is in 3 months, which will likely not succeed in getting, but we'll see. And then there's the October one. We'll see whether we make that. I do expect to make it for the October Sun victory. Turn 68. That's going to be my aim anyway. Total men 7.325 for the Soviets is 6.1, so they're getting very close. Guns very close. AFVs very close. Aircraft. The Soviets have been on top of that basically all the time. We've seen this. Gun losses, AFV losses, total aircraft losses. Soviets aircraft losses are racking up now that we have our fighters back. Of course, one thing that's concerning me is this fuel store. 940, and I think the biggest problem, like this, it has happened because I probably have not put my depots well enough as it is, and then oil turns into fuel. So my problem is that we don't really have that much for that many turns unless we secure a victory and capture some oil in the Caucasus, which, you know, it's also got to be tricky. The thing is that what I could do, I can technically get my bombers, but to be fair, I actually don't think they're going to be that necessary. So I might just as well leave them and save me the fuel while keeping the fighters, because those are really important. Bombers, not so much, I think. So I'm gonna leave it at that, but of course I do want to do some reconnaissance. I already have my fighters, I guess, in place where I want them to be. It's far from perfect, but yeah, it will suffice, I guess, for the upcoming campaign. It's just that I don't really feel like spending all that much time into reorganizing all of that. I'm just sorry. That's just basically the way it is. I'm not interested in doing that at the moment. So let's go. I do want to do a bit of recon. So it's been so long since I did any air reconnaissance, etc. too, that I actually have no clue how to do this anymore. So okay, just checked how to do the recon. I'm gonna do 2 quick recons here in the south. Let's do 10 and 14, 10, 14, 10. Here, thank you. And let's just do 5. I'm afraid I'm still severely uninterested in the way that error stuff works in this game. I'm afraid I just don't care. I know it has some marginal importance, and you know, if you were to be whatever, you could call it a maximalist or something. But I just really find that it's super trivial. But whatever. Let's go and let's see. My problem, in a certain sense, is that I need to break through somewhere. And breaking through is never going to be easy. Anyway. Let's try to get through this middle section then. The only problem here is that I don't... Yeah, my units would have to attack sideways at that point. Or at least whatever units I ascribe to that. Let's actually see if... The problem is with those kind of units it would be a soft attack. And... You know, I can do a soft attack across the river if I use all 3 panzer divisions. It's not nice. I lose a lot of units, probably. Yeah, no taking backsies in this game. Here we go. This is gonna hurt. Four tanks. Now, the units at Java, those are the most important ones, but you're too bad at crossing. Same for you. So only the 22nd Path Division will cross here for the moment. Let's see if something like this, like 27 motorized, they just straight up can no longer attack them. 20th can. I know it's a bit weird, but it kind of means that I'm blowing off this attack. Yeah. That's how it goes. You can move a lot more than Viking. So I'll use Viking in the 20th motorized and do some soft attacks all around. Ah, come on. Really? A light mud hex? Fuck, this is sick. So light mud. I really do wonder what that is that I'm trying to investigate. You're not getting across anyway. Okay, so I can effectively cut off that rail line, and that is at the very least something that I should be doing. I'd save myself 3 movement points if I beat them back. And then the question is that even possible for me? I would have to gamble that whatever is in here will be beatable by what I present to them, which is only these, because there's nothing else coming. Can I give them anything? Did work, because at that point it seems like even these can cut off that rail. 5, just 3 per hex, and then 2. Might be better off getting them into Ostrozhsk. This is a light mud hex, most likely, yeah. The main thing about this is as follows. Let's get you in there. So this rail line is now unusable, and all the units that are here pretty much need to get their supplies either through this way let's make that a bit worse for them. You would have to get it from okay. Basically through this and then there, which is not super amazing, but they can retreat a lot. That's kind of the problem. I cannot encircle all of these guys in one go. And very likely they'll put some units to defend there. Let's go in here. Also take the depot. And moving around will be a lot tougher for many of these if I move down through this way. But this will keep the zone of control going. My biggest challenge here, I think, is actually has to kind of do with stuff like this. Let's just also start doing a few of these. I'm actually relatively short on time here, fortunately. Barely did anything, but I'll let them talk. Continue to try moving further down towards Khrushchev's Gaia there. Gotta see with moving these guys up, which will be problematic either way because my supplies are so poor there. My units are very weak. 23rd Panzer is the unit that can most likely get the furthest, but even they cannot close that gap, assuredly. So all of that stuff is gonna be quite tricky. I messed it up. Okay, that was not supposed to be the way to do it. Let's do this and this. That's some pretty serious stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, what? Oh, okay. There's absolutely nothing here, but it's interesting how serious the fighting around here always is. This might be... I still got a pretty poor result, but... That's a bit better. Now, it's unlikely that I can move up to... Especially with these being so strong, they might just as well go back in there. But ultimately, the goal, at the very least, was to get them to the river. That's basically where I was 1941. Then capture Vizhny Volochysk, of course. The problem is that they captured Mozhaisk. Very unhappy with that. If I'm gonna do an encirclement around, it's gonna have to be here, kind of like. To take Cherp at this, beat the enemy at Belef. It's going to be a much smaller encirclement than I anticipated. But... well, you don't always get what you want. I can probably do it with 2 units. list is not some of the correct stuff. I need you under the 3rd Panzer Army. List here. Okay, wow. Really? Well. It says 29, 29, 21. Main problem is that this is a light mud hex. And that also means unless I have a way to break through there, I'm not gonna make it. Although kinda should be able to. All in all, it's a super small pocket, but it allows me also probably to stabilize things a little bit here. If I push the line at least to straighten this instead of having this here bulge, that will release a division or two, which is very useful. I know I kind of like got out south of Ornish. So, in a way, I would still need to move up. But I can do that. Yeah. I do think so. You can go pretty far. What I would need to do, it doesn't seem like there's a unit in here. If I just beat the crap out of these, they should break. And I hope that that in itself is not enough to get into that X. Okay. That's fine. Fine. Because now I can do this, attack the cavalry, which will undoubtedly break, and they are in trouble. most unfortunate part is that it still is too much to get into this hex from 16. Which is just out right retarded. Especially given that I have, yeah, they'll most certainly break it again, and then I'll have to see how far I can go. The fact that no unit can get in here is also not typically amazing. I guess you can get in there. Quite important too. I had severely hoped to be able to get something in here too. Can't even get a unit into Bellev. Can you get it? Can you get it? I'll just have to see how big I can make this on the next turn. I mean, maybe I'll have to do a second encirclement or something along those lines. It's pretty unclear how I might be able to do it. But we'll see. It's not a particularly amazing encirclement. I'm quite sure I would have done a lot better job had I also used these forces, but I'll leave the 25th in Orel there, and I'm gonna reorganize some of those guys too. Yeah, let's actually do some real work for the moment. Still raining in very large parts. For sure. It's kind of like preliminary attacks here. So I need to do all this, and there's another double rail and double rail here, which I can work on. It's probably a good idea to do so and link all of that up. That will give me some pretty seriously good supply or rail supplies from Warsaw to Minsk and stuff, so I'm quite sure that's pretty beneficial. Almost any rail production is beneficial. So now I got another rail line going through here. It doesn't have to go all through this one rail line here. Now that I'm on the offensive, the question is, Well, I think currently using just one of these might be okay. Let's start going in here. And then here. So I want to get this rail then. And of course I'm going to need to use a rail line over there. So I'll definitely, at least for the moment, have one of those guys deal with it. It's probably a good idea. I don't actually think we're doing that bad in terms of rail as it is. A lot of rail in the center that's still missing, and quite a few north-south lines that I still want to deal with. Another line that's... Well, actually, to be honest, almost all rail lines are... almost all of them. I'm quite happy with this one now. Yeah, I should still use these guys to work on a rail line further down. If I get that one to Yassi, I can see whether I'm then going to work on getting it to Kishinev. But even then, I might actually send them up towards that. We'll see about that. I'm gonna end the video here. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please do consider leaving a like and or subscribe, and I'll continue along in the next one. Take care, see you then. Bye-bye.